Yeah. If they don't like it, they can stay mad as hell. We don't apologize. Make them mad, make them lose their mind. Say it too real, watch them fall behind. Let them talk shit while we rise instead. Fuck their opinions, make them mad, make them mad, make them see red. Every damn word goes straight through their head. No fake smiles, no peace to add. We just show up and make them mad. I built this lane out of broken glass. Why they fake laugh? I just outlast. Back row grip with a digital bite. Turn every comment into a fight. They want me quiet, they want me tame, but I'm too damn loud for their little game. I don't fit boxes, I break the frame, and I carve my truth right into the name. Let them screenshot, let them complain. I turn their hate into propane. One spark hits and the whole thing blows. That's just how this damn channel goes. Make them mad, make them lose their minds. Say it's too real, watch them fall behind.
Watch them fall
Let them
behind.
talk shit while we rise instead. Fuck their opinions, make them mad, make them mad, make them see red. Every damn word goes straight through their head. No fake smiles, no peace to add. We just show up and make them mad. Talk real tough from a glassy screen, but fold like cheap chairs when it gets mean. I don't chase trends, I chase impact, and I leave a mark that don't fade back. This ain't for clout, this ain't for fame, it's for the ones who remember the name. Aggressive defiance, cause and steal. Say what I want, don't ask how they feel. If they got a problem, they can line up next. I don't do threats, I just redirect. Turn their noise into content fuel and watch them lose their cool, looking like fools. Yeah, they wanted silence, they got volume instead. They wanted calm, we brought chaos. Make them mad, make them lose their mind. Say it too real, watch them fall behind. Let them talk shit while we rise instead. Fuck their opinions, make them mad, make them mad, make them see red. Every damn word goes straight through their head. No fake smiles, no peace to add. We just show up loud and make them mad.
What's up, peeps? How you guys doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight, y'all? What's up, everybody in the trap? What's up, everybody in the trap? How you guys doing, man? What's up, Just? How you doing, bro? Salute to you.
Aggressive defiance reacts.
What's up, DMJ lady?
Aggressive as fuck.
Uh-huh. Ooh, what's up, Teresa? How are you doing tonight? Saturday night, y'all. Saturday night. Scene Rollins, what's up, Scene? Hank Bridges, good to see you. Regina, so nice of you to be here, Regina. I love that song, too. I sing it a lot. Twisterella, what's up, Twisterella? Time to light this gas. You already know. You just already know how this damn channel go. What's up, Jackal? Ugh. I didn't see that. Oh, that's sad, Jackal. That's sad. My prayers going out to you, Chicky. Salute, Treese. What's up, man? We got some new things to go over. With the Ohio Ciders family. There's like interviews happening with other families. There's a Turpin interview going on. Law and Crime has a new video out about it. What's up, buddy? Come here to me. Come here to me, Diddy. I love you. I love you, Diddy. You want to lay down with me, Diddy? Storms are rolling in here. It rained last night here. Where's my baby? Yeah, I know, I love you. Mm-hmm. You're my baby. Yes, I know. I love you too, Kiki. Yeah. He's my baby. He's just a good baby. He's got his little spot now, don't he? He's a good little baby. Yeah. I guess I got to do the show with him sitting on me, y'all. I'm doing good, Twist. I'm doing good, baby. Hanging out, hanging out. Damn, that's crazy. In the same jail? Wow. That's a lot, yo. They say hi, Karma. They say hi, Karma. He loves me. I love him too. He's got some, Just. He's got some. Look at him. He loves that shit. Oh, he loves it. He's a good kitty. He's a good kitty. He's a good kitty. Yeah, I'm interested in it as well. I gotta get little shit off me first. You gonna get up? Are you gonna get up? Okay. I felt you move. Thank you. All right, let's bring it in, y'all. Let's bring it in, y'all. There's one that's 40 minutes long, one that's 24 minutes long. So we'll go over the one that happened yesterday. And then Ashley Banfield also got on this case as well. So that's good to know that Ashley Banfield also jumped all over this shit. I'm glad that more eyes and more ears are starting to join in on it. Let's see here. Right here. Bow, 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 bow. City of Hamden, guys.
Safe, but even Sider's family members are raising questions about how this could have happened.
Did you see that picture of Elizabeth? That's the one I fucking talked about. That's the one I was saying that she had one on social media.
But even Sider's family members.
Let's see. Let me grab me. My sister just wrapped her life up due to indoctrination. It is 100% real. Oh, we seen that one, but I want to see
are
this.
Raising questions about.
There she is, dude. Let me get a drink, y'all. Like, dang. It says, want to say happy birthday to my daughter Elizabeth. It's hard to believe my youngest is 28 today. She was pretty. I said she had good features. And she was pretty. That was her at 28. That's not that long. Like, yeah, that's what I say. What the fuck happened? Nazarene, hello there. Yeah, what the fuck happened, man?
How this could have happened. And they have ideas about what was going on.
It says, first, I am the niece of Gary Sr. and Lynn Siders. Yes, I love my uncle and aunt. I was raised up knowing them as clean, respectable, and lovable people. I know the three oldest girls, blah, 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 blah. I know of Blank and Gary Jr., but I really don't know them two. I can remember going to their house. It would be clean, and I can remember smelling lavender. Okay. Okay, dude. Yes, there were toys on the floor, but it wasn't dirty. My aunt and uncle would not harm a child in their right state of mind. That's a good point. I haven't seen them for over 6 years, and I feel really bad because maybe I could have reached out and maybe tried to help them. Those babies didn't deserve none of this, but my heart is telling me that my aunt and uncle's health was deteriorating from cancer, strokes, and dementia. Please remember, God is with us, and he knows the truth. I believe in my heart that Gary Jr. was abusive to them. Please leave the family alone. Let the court do its job. I agree. Leave them alone. All the kids sucked the life out of her. Yeah, that was the girl. Yeah, they said that her lady would say that she wouldn't talk and all that shit.
on
They
in
would
the
come in
family.
late at night.
We're digging into all of it.
He could
I'm
have been.
Antoinette Levy, and this is Crime Fix. Most kids are safe, but are they all right? The 16 Siders children, ranging in age from 1.5 to 18, are with foster families more than 2 weeks after law enforcement says they found them living in absolute squalor in a house on Omer Street in the village of Hamden. Mark Johnson is the state representative for Vinton County and parts of other Ohio counties. He's going to join me in a moment to discuss the very latest on the children, the case, and the investigation. Those parents of the children, Gary Siders Jr. and Elizabeth Siders, remain in jail, charged with 16 counts of child endangering. They've pleaded not guilty to the charges. The grandmother of the children, Christina Lynn Siders, has also pleaded not guilty to the same charges and remains behind bars. Gary Sr. is out of jail receiving treatment for a serious...
See, they let his big ass, fucking old ass out because the county's too goddamn poor. Because the county wasn't making enough money to take care of him. That's what it is. What's up, gravy baby?
Serious medical condition, and his competency is being evaluated. He has pleaded not guilty as well. Now, no one, and I mean no one, can understand how 16 children were in a house, not enrolled in school, and how no one seemed to know about them, not even distant family members. One family member wrote on Facebook, "First, I am the niece of Gary Sr. and Lynn Siders. Yes, I love my uncle and aunt. I was raised up knowing them as clean, respectful, and lovable people. I know the 3 oldest girls. I know of Gary Jr., but I really don't know them too. I can remember going to their house. It would be clean, and I can remember smelling lavender. Yes, there were toys on the floor, but it wasn't dirty."
This guy thinks he's going to miss everything. He thinks he's going to miss something when I open the pop-up. Go, kitty. Go. Thank you. He swears he's going to miss something, man.
My aunt and uncle would not harm a child in their right state of mind. I haven't seen them for over 6 years, and I feel really bad because maybe I could have reached out and maybe tried to help them. Those babies didn't deserve none of this, but my heart is telling me that my aunt and uncle's health was deteriorating from cancer, strokes, and dementia. Please remember, God is with us all, and he knows the truth. I believe in my heart that Gary Jr. was abusive to them. Please leave the family alone. Let the court do its job. There's also new information coming to light about other homes where the Siders had lived. I told you earlier.
There's one. I remember seeing this one. That one looked bigger than the other one.
This week that the Siders lived in this house in Gallia County when the school district filed complaints about 6 of the oldest children not attending school in the fall of 2021. Those children were considered habitually truant by the school district and were in danger of being deemed unruly children under the...
So they up and moved. Are they allowed to just do that? Like your kids get in trouble for truancy, I'll just move them. Do you think there'd be a law where they could follow you and come get you? Because that would be what anybody would do then. Well, just keep moving our children. Don't have to put them in school.
The law. The case never proceeded because the courts couldn't find Elizabeth and Gary to serve them with the paperwork. A man rehabbing that house in Cheshire actually told ABC 6 News in Columbus that the house was in bad shape. He told the outlet that he found a lot of kids' clothes in the attic as if someone was living in it. Wow. And the entire house had urine and human and pet feces in it. He called it rough. Records show the Siders once lived in this house on
Like this house is away from everybody too. A little trailer back there.
Poplar Church Road in Gallia County many, many years ago. The Siders have at least 4 prior addresses in Gallia County. Then in 2020 or 2021, it appears the family made the move to Vinton County. Gary and Elizabeth lived in this house on Main Street until they moved into the house on Omer Street, where investigators said they found the 16 children living in squalor on June 30th. The prosecutor, William Archer, said during a press conference last week that he was only aware of the grandparents receiving government benefits. Now, I've been asking the question, were Elizabeth and Gary Jr.
They weren't making any money. No money whatsoever. They can slip under the radar. That's wild.
Receiving state benefits like food stamps or other public assistance. State agencies, they can't answer that question directly because of privacy laws. But at a hearing this week, the issue came up indirectly.
For 40 years, I've never seen anything like this. This is to have kids that would be off the radar. A child off the radar is troubling enough. 16 kids in one family in one household.
Yeah,
And to
one's
be
bad
off
enough,
the
dude.
radar is something that I've just not seen. So I do think that as we go through and do our investigations and we talk to these kids and we really start looking at things, we'll have a much better sense about how we can certainly improve the system. But I do think that the community, they do report things.
They said the grandma and grandpa were the only ones getting help.
They do request help or support for kids, and we want them to continue to do that. And we'll, I'm sure, have a much better sense of just where things could be better and where we can improve them as we go down.
So it does not appear that Gary Jr. and Elizabeth were receiving state benefits for their children. The Attorney General said the Siders were actually hiding the children. The question is, how could something like this happen? And can it be prevented from happening again?
Why were they hiding the children, though? I mean, there's got to be a compound reason why, right? Because if anything, you can get help. If anything, you can get help. Unless they just wanted Gary to get a fucking job and he wouldn't get a job. Yeah, how are they feeding 16 kids, man? Apparently they weren't feeding them. You're right.
Is certainly a problem, but it's not necessarily the problem. And I think we are asking you for an investment, and we need to ensure those investments are working. I think
That's
in
that
this
$1
day and
million.
age, certainly we can do a better job with communications. We can do that through electronic communications. We can do that through monitoring. I think defining kind of the role of the state and the counties better, to look for things, to look for patterns, to understand how all of these things do piece together. And having information, we can service families better if we know all the systems they're involved in, and we can look at it for their betterment, not as an idea of Big Brother, as an idea of how they're again, individuals are already out in our system. And I think having the type of dialogue, having like I said, having those uncomfortable conversations. It's time to be here. And Benton County is very, very small. There aren't a lot of resources. They do have a local levy, but you couldn't have a levy in a small county big enough to handle a circumstance like this. But look at those types of emergency situations and look at how we respond and identify best practices. Look at our systems. To free up caseworkers to actually allow them to do casework and not paperwork, I think would have a huge impact. So I think there are a lot of things out there that we could recommend now.
And I think that at this point, if there can be any silver lining outside of making sure that all of those children are finally, hopefully, can get the support and care that they need, is that this isn't just a one-off. It's not just a horrible situation, but to me, the worst case of what's happening of possibly under a crumbling house. So the thing I don't fully understand is, or that I can't wrap my mind around, is how could this ever?
But what I'm wondering is, why were they hiding them, though? Like, it's not against the law to have children. You know what I mean? It's just not against the law. And if anything, at some point, you would start getting some help for the kids. But the problem with that is they're going to expect Gary Siders to get a fucking job. They just are. Unless he's got a check, because when you go to the government for help and you have these kids, they're going to say, okay, where's the father? They're going to say, oh, he's right here. What's he doing? Nothing. He better get a job. What's up, Kimmy Ko? And they'll harp on him about that job. And if he don't show any rate of getting that job, they will cut them off. I just, what's up, Mindy? Hello, guys. Hello, ladies. Sorry, ladies. Kimmy, KO, and Mindy are ladies. Amy said, could they be hiding the kids because they didn't go to school? Yeah, it could be. It could be. But why not make them go to school? I mean, I understand parenting's hard. It's one of the hardest things in the world to do. It doesn't come with a handbook. All children are different. They all grow up differently. They're all raised differently. They're all taught differently. They're all loved differently. But I mean, the father's in the house, and you got grandma and grandpa in the house. They had to have been hiding abuse. That's what I was trying to get at. Maybe like, what were they hiding? Like, I just, yeah, breakfast and lunch at school. Then you feed them when they get home, and that's it. It's still a lot of mouths to feed every day, man. Oh fuck! I remember times it was tough, and we had 3 kids. Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't want them at school. I agree, ladies. I agree. They probably didn't have money for clothes. Yeah, yeah. There could have been a lot of things, man. But like, you could have gotten help. There's help out there. There's definitely help out there,
Or get to this point
especially with you've
of
got so
that
many
many children
kids.
for that long. How, and I don't know all the details, could that even take place? It almost was as if we stumbled upon it by accident. And so could you help us understand who is responsible on the investigative or prevention side between the county and the state? I know that when we find children in that state, the counties are responsible, and that is what we've been trying to fund, especially with the remarkable work that your department has been doing to get the child wellness campus up, so we actually have longer term placements. But could you?
They weren't even ready to house 16 kids, guys. They didn't even have the they had to send these kids everywhere else. They got all split up. I remember a lot of the years my children were young, I worked a 3rd shift job. I really liked the 3rd shift. I mean, it was okay. Like, I got into the vibe of it, and I got like used to it, right? But that's when I would sleep while the kids were at school. And when the kids come home, I was starting to wake up, get my day going, you know? I'd come home, send the kids off to school. Yep. I'd be home in the morning, send the kids off to school, and then I'd be in bed when they come home, and I'd start to wake up a little bit after that. Yep, I remember 3rd shift jobs.
Speak to about the system of actually finding these cases. And I just don't know how anybody could say that this going on for as long as it did, that our systems are working as needed. And I call all of my colleagues that we have to do more, and we cannot look away, and we cannot just say that these are the counties and they didn't do enough. And I'm sure there's going to be investigation, but if something is structurally wrong, if it's policy, if it's more money,
For her.
could you speak to directly what is the state's role when it comes to actually finding these kids or making sure that departments are doing their jobs? What role do we have?
So in general, without talking specifics of this case,
Good job, woman.
our role, we do provide technical assistance. We have individuals that go out. They've been there every day in Benton County working specifically on these circumstances, but they do go out. We do new monitoring and compliance reviews. We do
Hell yeah, see?
provide guidance, direction.
Hold on, we got somebody in the chat said, Willow Cougar says, Gary worked for DoorDash. The grandparents got food from food banks. I was told they got items from a charity. They did say they did DoorDash. I remember that. Yeah, I remember working a first shift job and a third shift job with my kids in the house. Definitely. Thirds was it all came easy though, man, when you got co-parents. It all just kind of came easy. As it should. They're your
Whenever those
children.
questions and those types of things come up. But as you're saying, Senator Ingham, there are a lot of different places.
Yeah,
that
they're
are
literally
involved with
hiding
these
those
We
kids.
need more eyes on children.
Yes.
If you see something, say something.
So I'd like to bring in Representative Mark Johnson. He represents in the Ohio legislature the district that covers all of Vinton County. So Representative Johnson, thank you so much for joining me.
Not a problem. I'm happy to be here.
This is a horrible case.
Facts.
I wish we were talking about something
No
more
DoorDash.
joyful,
No DoorDash.
a little happier. But thank
Get
goodness these
cockroaches and
16
shit.
children
No way.
are safe, and they have been indeed placed in foster care. Is that your understanding?
I don't know. I don't
That
know
is
about
correct.
that.
Are they, outside of Vinton County? Because Vinton County is a small county. It's the least populous county in the state. I can't imagine that there are enough families there who are foster parents that they could all remain in that county.
I can't imagine it either. So one can only assume at this point in time, because I don't know. I would assume that at least some of them have gone outside the county. I truly don't know where they're at, and I don't know if that type of information is ever released. Being juveniles, so I truly don't know, and so I guess time will tell on that.
There are so many questions surrounding this case. You're a member of the state legislature. You're a part of allocating funding here. A lot of people are asking,
Good for you, DMJ.
Was Children's Services,
Good for you, Mama.
involved with this family? We have information that Gallia County had
see you,
visited them.
DMJ.
We've seen the truancy complaints.
Yeah.
Obviously, they weren't in Gallia County anymore and hadn't been for many years, but they were up in Vinton. Is this the state dropped the ball situation? Did this family seek assistance? And when I say this family, I mean Gary Jr. and Elizabeth for their 16 children. Are you aware of that?
The only assistance that I'm aware of is they've all the children, all 16 of these children, plus there was a set of twins that was stillborn, were born in area hospitals. And I think
that's the only assistance they got was to have
born
birth.
in Columbus, and majority of them was in.
I can't. This would be a fucking beautiful story had these kids been kept in good condition. This would have been a beautiful fucking story, man. Somebody stumbling up on a set of parents that's raising 16 kids. Never asked for help from one person, never took them to the doctor, never went to school, and they were raising them babies. It would be a whole different fucking picture, wouldn't it? It would be a fairy tale. Had they been doing it correctly, that's a lot to do. That's why you have to let them go to school. Some parents cannot teach at home. They just can't do it. They want to be their kid's friend. They don't want to make them do it. So they just let them get away with shit. And then next thing you know, you're not teaching them at all. And then I think sending kids to school is a great thing. They learn their social skills, all of that. I just think they should go to school. The last fucking 6 kids she had were 3 sets of twins, guys. Think about that. Think about that. The last 4 pregnancies were fucking twins. God is gifting this woman, y'all. Something about this, God is giving her these babies. I don't question God, so I'm not even going to ask why. But God keeps giving them to her, guys. Because your last 4 pregnancies were all twins. He lived too far out for DoorDash. Yeah, man. Well, she had 4, but she lost 2 of them. Remember, they were born stillborn. She was fertile. I think God gives you 16 kids, man. That's a lot of kids, man. Like, that's God working right there. But why? I don't want to question God, right? But
Police. Some was over in Athens. And, they've been transit. They've gone from Gallia County. I think they was in Jackson County at one time. They was in Pike County at one time. And then they came to Benton County somewhere along the line over 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Do me a favor,
Yeah,
take
it
1
looks like
second to
they've
hit
been in
that like
Benton,
button
from
for
what
me,
we've
y'all.
been able to trace through records for at least 3 years, maybe longer.
Yeah, and my only assumption is they've never lived anywhere other than this home in Hamden, which is on a dead end road with only one
True,
other
Kimmy.
home on the other side of them. There's woods and foliage all around this home, and then in front of the house is a railroad yard, and so
Yeah,
it was
dude.
somewhat very secluded. The one neighbor says, I don't recall seeing a child. I haven't talked to him myself, but,
Mm-hmm.
not seeing, nobody's seen 16 children. And, or anybody imagine somebody having 16.
And they weren't seeing doctors afterwards either, guys. Like, are they even vaccinated? Like, do they have their polio vaccines? Makes you wonder. Like, what? Elizabeth has been abused all her life. She probably doesn't trust people enough to ask for help. That's yet to be determined, isn't it? I don't think we know that for sure. I think an abused woman is going to scream that once she gets put in jail for this. I think an abused woman is going to say, finally, when she goes to jail and they're trying to charge her, I think an abused woman is going to be going, nuh. He was beating on me. He wouldn't let me do this. He wouldn't let us do that. It was him. That's what I think an abused woman would do. I don't think she'd go through the court system fighting a case that she knows the guy did it. I'm just saying. Mumps, weasels, yeah. She might still be scared. Yeah, but hasn't she been scared long enough? I mean, and if she doesn't do that, then she's part of the problem. It's just kind of how I see it right now. Now, my opinion can change. My thoughts can change. As we learn more, as we find out more, 100% all of our opinions might change. But as of right now, I don't know whether she's a victim or the problem. To me, right now, she looks like part of the problem. But it's not far off in my mind that she could be the victim, too. You sound like someone who wasn't abused? You're right. I wasn't abused. And I wouldn't abuse anyone either. But what I'm telling you is, if you know you're not living right, you know you're not taking care of your kids properly, somebody's abusing you all to hell. When it comes time that they throw you in handcuffs and they take all your children away that you love so much, and they start to charge you as the bad guy, I think something right then in the abused person is going to click, and say, hell no, he was abusing me. This is what was going on. And this is why it is the way it is. Now, I do believe people suffer from trauma and can have moments of not great thoughts, not great thought process. But I think once you become charged with that crime of treating your kids badly when you know that you weren't the one doing it, you were just being abused, I think that's when you fucking turn it right around. I'm just saying. And you're right, I wasn't abused. I wasn't taught to be abused. My family didn't abuse me. I was raised by my mother. There was one man in my life, and he didn't abuse me either. But taking on a whole case about your kids that you didn't abuse and that you're the victim in too, I don't know. If it's anything further than that, I feel like it would be an indoctrination and they just kind of groomed her. But Gary wasn't even old enough to groom anybody. He was only 18 years old when they met and got married. So, like, he's only 3 years older than her. They're still doing the same shit. They're still the same way in the brain. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying, Brandy? Like, why would you go down for a crime on all 16 of your children? Let them take away your kids. Let them make them believe that you're the bad guy. I would be like, hell no. I was getting abused. This is what it was like, especially after a few days in there and I start to think a lot clearer. I'm be like, I want to speak to a detective. I want to speak to someone, especially after a few days. If it wasn't been right at that point they had me in the fucking room, most women would break down and tell it all in that fucking interrogation room. But there's still the thought in my mind that she could be a victim. I'm not saying that that's not the case, right? I'm just saying right now for me, it sounds like she was allowing this to happen and she 100% was going along with it. We'll find out more maybe. I grew up in an abusive, very controlling parent from the age of 10. Me and my siblings was only allowed to go to school and come home. No outside playing, no friends. Damn, Angela. See, where was you raised? Were you raised in the city around a bunch of fucking riffraff? See, I had friends that weren't allowed to come outside much. And now I look at them and they're successful as shit. So their parents had to have had it right somehow. Oh, I had some friends' parents that were strict. They were all envious of mine, my mom wasn't so strict. Hell, I had a friend. His mom was a piece of shit, man. She was a partier. She'd get drunk on the fucking, they'd find her on the front porch, laid out. What's up, Rebecca? They'd find her on the front porch, laid out, drunk and shit. My buddy was only like 15 years old, right? And I talked to my mom into letting him move in. We were only like 15 and 16, but she let him move in and she helped take care of that boy. She absolutely did. She was good to him, man. I remember his name. His name was Chris. Really, really good friend of mine. He moved to St. Louis. He ended up moving to St. His mom ended up getting sober. They ended up moving to St. Louis together. But he lived with me for, I don't know, 2 years probably. Elizabeth asked about her kids, not anything about herself. She asked for the care packages to go to them. Well, I'm sure she cared about her kids. But just caring about your kids isn't the only thing you have to do, unfortunately. Because if we could all raise kids just by caring about them, then it would be an easy job. Because I'm sure we all love our kids. But unfortunately, they ask for a little bit more than just care, don't they?
raising kids in our modern time, but it is what it is. There's multiple sets of twins here, and so that probably drove the number up. So, but it's mind-boggling. I've been there myself. I wanted to see the home, so I could better represent and have some knowledge. I'm just like everybody else. All you can do is try to imagine and wonder what makes four adults agree that this is okay.
See what I mean?
That's the big question, that,
For so long.
and then
That is the biggest question. So that's why I still feel like she's not the victim that everybody might think she is. Of course, she's a victim to some point because she's the youngest thing in there. She got married at 15. That's making her a victim right there, if you ask me. Because there's no fucking way I would have allowed my daughter to marry anyone at 15, nor my son either. That is outrageous and fucking diabolical, dude. That is the stupidest thing in the world. I don't care if one of my kids would have come home pregnant. I'm getting married, Dad. No, the fuck you ain't. Nah, I ain't marrying. I ain't signing off. No way, Jose. Do you know what? How much life changes from the age of 15 to 18? I think we all know, right? Our whole worlds change from the age of 15 to 18. Like, your life could be completely different by the time you're 18. There is no way I would allow my child to marry at 15. No, I wouldn't allow my child to marry under 18. You got to be 18 to get married, bro. You got to make that decision on your own. And when you're an adult, you can do that. But there's no way. Because I feel like so much could change before you're 18. Why marry somebody at 15, dude? It's stupid. It's stupid. But apparently her parents didn't give a fuck about her. And she probably thought it was a way out. So I don't blame her. I blame the parents.
up to the hardware store. He said Gary Jr. had been in there one time, bought some plumbing.
I blame the
That
parents,
was
man.
well over a year ago. And he said, other than that, we never seen any of them. I'm told that they went to the Dollar General, and when they did go to the Dollar General, it was after 9:30 p.m. or somewhere close to dusk or after dark,
Probably.
or the last customer there.
And that
none
Dollar
of it-
General is in the middle of nowhere, too, boy. That motherfucker's in the middle of nowhere. Ain't it funny they got these Dollar Generals and Family Dollars just out in the middle of nowhere, dude? You just be driving on a road to nowhere, and boop, a Family Dollar or a Dollar General. There's Dollar Generals all over goddamn America, man. All over. That's funny, Andrew. Yeah, I caught my boy trying to do all kinds of shit. My daughters didn't really do much like that. My oldest daughter was pretty promiscuous when she would try to be young and shit, but my youngest daughter wasn't. She wasn't hard at all. My son wasn't really either. The worst my son did was got caught with a weed pen at school. Yeah, they wanted to lock him up for it. They wanted to fucking kick him out of school for it. Old dad had to go up there and save him. Me and his mother wasn't together, but we went in there together, you know. We're both his parent. And I spoke to him and shit. And I was like, well, if you're going to lock him up, man, don't kick him out of school. You know? Don't double team. Don't double punch him, bro. Like I was being on, up front with him. They knew who I was and shit. And they ended up not doing anything to him but like 2 Saturday schools or Sunday schools or something like that. 2 Saturday schools or Sunday schools, something like that. Sunday schools, I think. Looks like a barn. I don't think that's it. I think it's a different store.
Makes any sense to
They
be
just
quite
didn't
honest.
film it.
And when you try to reason why, you have 4 adults think that this is okay. The children was not enrolled in school. That in itself is an issue. Was they running from the truancy issues and running from CPS?
Probably.
Maybe. I mean, they packed up and moved quite often,
Probably.
which is for no good reason that anybody can tell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that they had a home base down in Gallia County, is my understanding.
Joel Potts, the head of the Department of Children and Youth, was in front of the controlling board earlier this week, and you all sent $1 million, allocated $1 million to send down there to help care just for these children.
Oh, that's who it is.
Obviously, there may be more money needed. Did Mr. Potts say anything about, what was your understanding from Mr. Potts'
Everybody can hear me. I think it's your end, Twist.
testimony or his discussion in front of
What's
the
up, Pepsi?
controlling board about
Diet
Well,
Pepsi
whether his agency
for me.
aired here or anything to that effect?
I questioned Mr. Potts and myself. I said, did anybody drop the ball or anybody not doing their jobs? And the answer was no. You know, we can't really figure this out, why somebody with 16 children didn't ask for help. To my knowledge, they didn't ask for SNAP benefits.
That's the fucking biggest thing I said. They could have. Why didn't they ask for help? Like what? Because they probably thought that they would find out where the children were. Then they would probably see that they weren't going to school. They weren't making them go to school. These kids were treated horribly. These kids are treated horribly, dude. All because their parents were lazy. I bet you that's what it ends up being.
Benefits or any type
Or
of
some
public
drug
assistance on that type of nature, which doesn't make sense to start with if you're not working and or care about your children. But I find this whole thing very troubling, very hard to reason with
Leesky.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Lily,
You
you're
know,
right.
Vinton County is a small county. It has an $8 million operating budget. This is not a wealthy county by any stretch of the imagination. However, I went down there and I thought it was like a cute little place, the village of Hamden. Most of the houses are kept up. There
It's Amish people, ain't it?
are some that aren't,
Or some
aren't kept
buggy,
up
yo.
as well. But what we saw on Omer Street is not the norm
No.
in Vinton County. So I'm kind of at a loss for,
Safe.
was anybody trying to work? Are there good paying jobs available down there? I mean, I drove by Jackson and there was a Walmart in Jackson, and that's only like 15 minutes up the road.
Of course, there's jobs available, and there's Pillsbury has a large food processing manufacturing. They have over 1,000 employees within 5 miles of Hampton. It's there right there in Wellston. You go over in Jackson, there's quite a few industrial jobs over there. There's all kind of construction jobs that's available. A lot of Vinton County residents.
Could it just been laziness? I don't know, man. Like, I don't think laziness, guys. I don't. Lazy, that'd be awfully fucking lazy.
They come to Chillicothe to work. Chillicothe has the Kenworth truck assembly plant there.
Mm-hmm.
Several work there, but it's the second tier suppliers to the Kenworth, which makes up about 1,300 people that work in these second tier supply houses. They employ a lot of Vinton County people. The employers really like Vinton County people. They're dependable. They're hardworking. We can count on them.
Depressed adults.
They'll come back
4 of them
tomorrow.
allowing it.
And
we got to remember that there was 4 adults allowing all of this. Like, not one of them stepped in and said, "Hey, these kids got to go to school, y'all. The cops will be at our door." Instead, they all decided to run from it all. Nah, man.
That's pretty much
That's
the type
child
of people
endangering,
they are.
man.
I'm
That's exactly
drawn to
what
be
that would
friends
be.
with the Hamden Fire Department. We're down there quite often, And if you go to their fire department, they operate on a weekly bingo. They do all this with volunteers, and they answer their
Probably
calls
so,
that they're
China.
given. And you know, just drive by their fire department. That's a statement in itself. It's one of the best fire departments in my district. You know, and my district goes from prosperous Appalachian County to Benton County, and
They lived with grandma and grandpa all growing up. Yep. The grandparents are a little older now, but they were growing up. They weren't that old. This has been going on for 18 years. This just didn't start. That's wicked,
you know,
dude.
but I don't believe anybody didn't do their job. Can we do better as far as communication between counties? I think that's something we need to look at. If we knew we had a truancy problem in Gallia County, did that get passed on to Jackson Pike
You're right, Stacy. Both could be the same. Both could be true at the same time. In ways.
and Benton County? You know, I don't know. That's some low hanging fruit that the state needs to address.
And she does not look like she's birthed 16 fucking kids, man. This girl does not look like she has birthed 16 kids. I mean, her hips are a little bit flared out. You can tell a little bit. Her hips are flared. But nah, dude. Not and then look at her little bitty wrists. Look at her little bitty arms, man. She does not look like she had 16 fucking kids. Let me tell you, the women are like, what? 16 kids? I'm still on the fence about it. That's why all of our opinions can change at any point in time, guys. As more shit comes out, as we start to see things more, our opinions will change more. 100%. She looks malnourished. I think she looked better there than she did her mugshot. She does not look like she had 16 kids, though. Like 16 children, 18 children she gave birth to. Remember, there's one set of dead twins. So 18 kids come out of that little bitty girl. Damn. True, China.
Is how
True.
better we can communicate. And I don't
You
think
did.
anybody will have a problem with that. You know,
You
Ohio
did.
Children and Youth, they've already got it's a database that they keep track of calls and complaints, and can we better get that to better serve us? You know, that's a possibility. You know, all this information, you know, we're going to work with Joel Potts and others and law
Hi, Luann.
enforcement. And I'm sure that we're going to have more information come out of this case that we can look at better. You know,
Hi,
right now
Caitlin.
with an ongoing
Hi, Caitlin.
prosecution, you know, there's little that law
Had you
enforcement
napping?
can
I
talk
took a
about.
little nap before I got on here. Yep, I got baked out. I went up to Burger King at 8, and I took a little nap. Then I woke up and was like, fuck it, I'm going to go on live stream, see what everybody doing tonight on Saturday.
This time, or the courts. And, you know, for the
Boring
most
old
part, we're
me.
going to have to let the courts be the courts and work themselves out. I believe we have a good judge in Benton County. I believe our prosecutor has requested help from the Ohio Attorney General, and we've got some assistant prosecutors there. So I'm confident that the people will get a fair trial. They're entitled to a fair trial, and we'll have more information will come out on this.
Mhm.
And
I wonder if they're gonna let. I wonder if they're gonna let people in the trial. Oh, that's cool, China. I wonder if they're gonna allow like law and crime in there.
income that we can see is grandma and grandpa was on Social Security and got a Social Security payment. So,
Yeah, that's and we're still digging on that too. But you're saying it's your understanding they did not have any state assistance when it comes, at least Gary Jr. and Elizabeth, SNAP benefits and things of that nature.
not that I'm aware of. That, I mean, there may have been some there that I don't know about, but I'm not aware of them having any type of assistance there in that nature, as far as SNAP benefits or a weekly or a monthly stipend of any kind.
Yeah. Well, it's a confounding case. I know you've been around a while.
I mean, they might televise it. Law and crime sometimes goes in there and runs fucking court cases all day long. Yeah, I mean, they could. The gag order is only for the people involved in the case. That has nothing to do with like television or anything like that. If this is a public court, then we might see this
cases, Representative Johnson, but kids being kept in the house like this, if this allegation is indeed true that they weren't allowed outside, the kids are in bad shape. They were given phones to hang out on social media. The older ones, they're not going to school. It is disturbing, and it boggles the mind as to why nobody.
Dude, like you're just giving your kids phones to hang out on social media to keep them entertained all day long. And then you're living like that? Did you see the amount of bugs in that joint, bro? Why would you ever have any children around all those fucking bugs? Never. There were so many bugs, dude. So many bugs. Like bugs crawling on everything, dude. I don't know. I don't know, Elanus. It just depends on what the county and shit says, the state says. That's crazy. Like so many bugs, guys. Like outrageous. They they probably had bed bugs and everything. They had it all, y'all. Like that's just outrageous, man. So to have 16 kids kept up in one room, remember, they were found in one fucking room. Okay? One room. And that place looked like a fucking hell dungeon or something. Walls ripping out of it. Dog. How can this girl be a victim? How? How? And if she isn't, and if she is a victim, why isn't she saying it? Why wouldn't she tell? He's from India? Oh, yeah, I bet. Like, what the fuck, man? Dude, they showed that shirt on the wall. The shirt was hanging. It looked like a clean white shirt. Bugs crawling all through it, dude. It's just like all through it. Like, what makes you think that that is okay to have your children living in, sleeping in, eating in, and that's it? They don't even get no outside, dude. They're just in a bug dungeon. Like what? Like what? What's up, Nana and banana, banana and banana?
He was asking for any type of help whatsoever.
Right. And I assume that the family members, they communicated through social media, is my understanding. It's all rather bizarre. But
It's
I
super
think more
bizarre.
information will come out where we can address some things as far as the legislature. And, I think Senator George Lang said it best. I'd rather err on putting too much funds into children's services than not enough.
Good for you.
But I
Good for
think
you.
we will take a hard look at things come the next operating budget on funding on that side of it. Can we
Bleach your
have
drains too. Pour bleach down your drains too. That helps a lot. A lot of those bugs are drain bugs.
more visits when somebody does file a complaint? More checks?
Yeah, hot water down your drains.
Until somebody files a
Yes.
complaint,
Kills
Children's
the eggs.
Services is not aware of
Yeah, they're drain
anything,
bugs.
and that's an issue. And when you isolate yourself and come out at dark, nobody, not even your neighbors, knows you have children. I don't know how
You
anyone.
gotta stay on it. You gotta stay on it, man. You gotta pour hot water down that motherfucker like every 3 hours. No shit. You do. Every drain in the house. Every fucking drain. Showers, sinks. You do, man. But that's where they live. Yep. Fruit flies, they're drain flies, really.
Could expect a government service to deal with a case similar to this. Let's just hope that we never have such a case. Let's hope that parents care about their children a lot more.
You know what, Lighthouse? I thought about that. Right? Let's say the cops are coming. Let's run them into the room, right? They all run in there, run in there. But look at the rest of the place. You know what I mean? Look at the rest of the house. That room was the only room that they were able to even sleep in. And it had beds and shit laying all on the floor and foam pieces. Fucking looked like they went through the fucking goddamn water and the river. You know what I mean? Like, I tried to picture it that way, right? But like, dude, no, the whole house was a fucking junk shack. Yeah, the video, man, shows the whole house is just fucked. Like, that's the only place those 16 kids had to go. Grandma looked like there was a room with the TV on the wall. It looked like it had a bed in it. And then they had that one room that had the couch in there, wasn't nothing in that motherfucker. And then they had another room off to the front of the house that looked like they just threw trash in it, and it was piling up to the ceiling, man. Like, what? Get rid of your dinner, throw it over there in the corner. And the corner starts to become part of the fucking room. I'm not laughing because of that, but Jesus Christ. I think it was just a 2-bedroom house. Yeah, let me see if I can find that recording. It's a really good one. I found it yesterday. Let me see here. Yeah. Like, look at this place, yo. Look at this joint, yo. Look at this joint. Look at this place. Look. Looks scary as shit, don't it? What the fuck, man? I'm back, everybody. I'm back. I'm back. We're having storms right now. I hear him outside. My cat just came up here like, what the fuck was that, Dad? Come on. Come here. He's running up here. Did you see him, boy? He jumped right up here. It's okay, little buddy, okay? It's okay. I promise it will be okay, okay? I love you too. What's up, Angel Crispin? Thank you, sir. Tell him thank you. Say thank you. He's like, what the fuck, dude, was that? It's okay, Timmy. It's okay. I promise I won't let them get you. The monsters outside will get you. He's like jumped right up here. It's okay, buddy. He don't want to leave either. He does not want to leave either, boy. It's okay. I promise you, okay? The monsters will get you outside. You heard him? It started thundering. He was like, hell no. What was that? He does not want to leave either. Ah. He's just chilling. Here he goes. What's he doing? Are you hungry? You want to eat? Yeah. Yeah. What? He just sitting up pretty. He thinks he is pretty, y'all. Because aggressive defiance, kids were not protected by a government agency as required by Ohio law. If you do good for the kids, say prayers for the kids. What does that mean? Oh, what's up, buddy? You don't want to get down? He's like, he's scared. It's okay, baby. It's okay. What's wrong? I tried to put him down. He grabbed onto me. It's okay. I promise, Kiki. He's looking. This poor kitty. She's scared of something. You getting up? Okay. He was like, hold on, man. I think he thinks somebody's here. Ain't nobody here, buddy. He does not like other people. He don't. He hasn't warmed up to anybody I know that comes over. He runs from them. The most he'll do is get up on top of the refrigerator. Let's see where we were. Let me reset this. There's a lot of videos that were coming in. But there's a certain video. Here we go. Look at this shit, man. Like, bro, you can't let 16 kids live like this, man. Like, that's supposedly the room. Look at this. Trash just everywhere. Every fucking where. Not the bad. Look at the fucking stove, man. Look at the fucking stove, man. Look at the stove, man. Look at this shit. Look at this. Incredible. Got him some bugler though, don't they? Got him some tobacco. Look at this shit, man. The fucking window coming out of the fucking wall, y'all. The window coming out of the wall. No, the beds were on the floor. They had like little foam pieces. Looks like they had one big mattress, probably a queen. And then there was some foam pieces everywhere. I don't know how they were able to sleep like that for so long. Look at this. Like 16 kids, and none of them are picking up nothing. Like, this is the product of 16 kids just throwing shit wherever the fuck they want. Uh-uh. Look at that freezer, man. I'm not even putting my fucking hand on that thing. What are you talking about? Get in there and get us some steak out. Ah, pass. Apparently, this is where the children were, I guess. There's like a makeshift fucking fireplace in there. It looks like the walls are falling down. Look at this shit, man. Look at that room there. Like, what are you doing in that room? Like, what are you going to do in that room? You got a whole front room right there. That's the room that looks off to the front of the house. And you got trash piled up to the fucking ceiling. Look at this one. Like, it's a fucking unreal. The amount of shit everywhere. This ain't living good, man. This ain't living good, man. That's not living good, man. That's not living good, man. You guys want to scroll with me? You guys want to go down the rabbit hole? All right. Here you go. Here's Gary and his wife. That's 2023. That's only 3 years ago, guys. They look good there. What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened, man? That was only 3 years ago. His wife looks totally different. He looks kind of different. What happened? Yeah. Yeah, they look fairly clean. They look like that's what I think a little bit too, Twist. That's what I think a little bit too. But they're fairly clean here, healthy looking. Got nice pants on, nice shirt on. He's got a nice little button up with a wife beater under it. I mean, come on now. And that's just 3 years ago. What the fuck happened? She's just a baby with the baby, guys. She's just a baby with the baby. Looks like there's marks on her arm. It does. They said Elizabeth Sider is a victim. I'm sorry, I usually have zero empathy for cases like this, but I believe Elizabeth Siders was a slave. I believe she was groomed. I believe she was a victim. I'm not leaving that out. That's for damn sure. I'm not leaving that out, guys. See, it shows marks on her arm. Look, there they are right there. Out there on the porch, yo. That's not the same house, man. It's not the same house, man. That backyard is, but that's not the same house. Look at her, bro. Look at her in that top right hand picture, guys. Look at her down below. OMG, dude. Bro, Gary, you had you a winner, buddy. What happened? What'd you let happen to her? See, that's what kind of makes me feel like she's even more of a victim. This No, it says that they did DNA on all of them. The court records show that he is all the kids, but I don't know for sure. Like, could it be drugs? This is what drugs look like. Look what it's done to her. If it's drugs, that's what that looks like. Yeah, there's people exploiting this. They're like, I seen one post on Facebook, and it was like Sider's family, 16 children rescued, and it showed them opening a door, and it's got all these kids underneath there with fucking bolts around their necks and shit. Not the same thing, man. DNA confirmed Gary Jr. is father to all of them. This was a pretty young lady, man. I like to say it. She was a pretty young lady. What the fuck happened? Like, look at her here, bro. She's stunning in the bottom picture, right? She's stunning. Like, look at these photos, yo. That's not her. Like, look at this family. It doesn't. That's beside her sisters. Man, I cannot find that video. That's not the same house, yo. I think, yeah, I don't know. Damn. She was a good looking girl, man. There he is. Look at that. Ain't he a cool motherfucker? Ain't he too cool? Again. There I go again, guys. I might be drifting off again. That's What did she see in him? Good fucking question. That ding ding ding. Best question all night, man. What'd she see in him? She probably thought he was a gangster or something. Who knows? I don't know what's going on tonight, man. We're having storms. I know that. It's not even cute. I don't know why they would sign her away either. She looked good to me, man. Like, why would you do that to your daughter? Sign her away at 15 to some people you probably don't even fucking know. Like, what? Like, what? I don't know. There's going to be a lot that comes out in this. Hopefully it's public. Hopefully we get like a courtroom reporter in there, like maybe Law and Crime or Court TV or somebody up in there, right? Because this is a big case. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get up off here. I don't want to keep going through that shit tonight. It's doing it to my TV too, because I got YouTube playing there on my main TV and it keeps shutting it off. Maybe he thought he was the best she could have. I'll tell you what, man. As you look at it, like her picture side by side like that, it looks like drugs. It looks like drugs, man. And believe it or not, if you're doing drugs hardcore enough, it will make you lazy to have that type of home. Because how could they be doing DoorDash? Pops is fucking money. I mean, you would be trying to live somewhat right, right? I think it's drugs, man, because if you look at the two pictures, man, she took a big downfall. Like she had taken a big downfall. Yeah, I don't imagine it would be if you're giving your kid away at 15. That sounds like somebody that don't want to have a responsibility, so they just pass it off. Drugs and just washed out. Man, why would you keep having kids like that, though? Just like, why? I think maybe she was pregnant and her parents didn't want to deal with her. A lot of that happens. You know, a lot of parents are strict about if you get pregnant, you get married, or you're getting the fuck out of my house, or you got to grow up. I don't know. You have a good night too, Rebecca. Much love, girl. Y'all go do me a favor. Go sub to Rebecca's channel. So the name of it is Can You Hear Me Now? If you haven't already, I think a lot of y'all have. Make 'em mad tonight, y'all. I love y'all, man. I will be back tomorrow night, Sunday night shenanigans. Salute to you guys, man. You guys are the best. I appreciate y'all as always. Thanks for hanging out with OAD tonight. Hopefully these children are getting a better life. Let's just say that. Hopefully it isn't getting worse. Let's keep just praying for the kids.